Yo, welcome to the land of horrible lighting. Jeez. I got some cassettes I got off eBay. Just a quick video here. And I bought a bunch of them, and a lot of them, the little felt pads have fallen off. And that's just an easy fix. I look forward to those. Those are something super simple to repair. And we've had a bond yield curve inversion again. It re-inverted. Now, people are saying that's supposed to have a whole bunch of zany consequences. So we will see. Hopefully you guys are taking advantage of whatever opportunities you can find or run across. But I like these vintage cassette tapes. Are kind of a fun, nostalgic way to preserve a little bit of, I guess, wealth. You can consider these an investment. Not much into cheap tricks. I'll probably trade that to somebody. But I did get a Iron Maiden Number of the Beast cassette, which I haven't had since my high school days. I should have rewound this. Why isn't this? This doesn't look like even it has a leader. Looks like that goes straight to the metal tape. Did they ever do that? Do you know? I thought there should have been like a clear or a pink leader. So I'll have to play this soon to check and see if it's been repaired. So these felt pads over time will fall off. Just with age, the glue just stops adhering and then they fall off. Then people will throw away these cassettes because they think they're broken and disposable. But things like these are becoming collectible. I mention it because Ozzy Osbourne just did his last concert with Black Sabbath, and I was thinking, man, when Ozzy dies, that's going to be like a piece of my history is gone. There we go. See, this one's got a pink leader. You like how I rewound that? So it'll be interesting if Ozzy dies, if like a piece of my my childhood will be gone. I'll be really bummed out. He didn't look so well in that concert. I didn't watch the whole thing because I didn't really like the performance. I think it's about time for him to retire. But I wasn't there, so maybe it sounded fantastic, and I just don't know what I'm talking about. But I would think that some things. This is my second copy of Screaming for Vengeance, so I'll probably put this in the trading pile. And then a cheap trick. A lot of times when you open these, this is what you'll see. This is the pad sitting there at kind of a weird angle, or it'll be in the bottom of the case. So you just shake it out, take a little tiny drop of super glue, make sure you don't touch the leader, drop it on the little copper pad there if it'll focus. Little drop of super glue there, and then you take your tweezers and put it on there. Super easy repair. I usually smush it around a bit to spread it out. And you hold it upright like this, put the case on it, and then I'll just store it for the day upright like that. The last one, Heart. I used to be a big fan of Heart. Actually, I have talked to the band several times. They used to come into a grocery store that I worked at. They used to have a place in Cannon Beach, Oregon. And I used to work at a grocery store there. They would come in. Boop. So a lot of times these things, I'll treat them like an investment. Because I'd rather have some Ozzy Osbourne CDs or cassettes than the paper dollars that are guaranteed to go down in value. So those are the ones I repaired. Here's what else I got. I found some of these things I already have. I wasn't really interested. They just came with the in the lot. David Lee Roth, April Wine. I'm not even familiar with their songs. I'm sure I've heard some of their songs before. Here's what they play. Let me know if one of these is a hit that I would know. I've always been a hard rock fan, an alternative, kind of a mix, alternative and hard rock. Never been a big classic rock fan like the Rolling Stones and Grateful Dead or whatever classic rock is. Jimi Hendrix is probably the only one I've ever been a fan of. Pretenders. And what else did I get? So things like this, if you can find these things at a garage sale, a lot of times you can get this stuff for like 25 cents each, or if it's something, you know, like the Cars or something like that, pay $1 for it. These things, if you look at what they sell for on eBay, it's worthwhile to get into these and start flipping these as well as CDs. A lot of people know that I sell CDs on eBay and DVDs, horror movies and stuff like that. And I don't price them cheap. I price them higher because I take really good pictures, and people will buy one of mine for $5.99 or, you know, whatever, over the one that's 99 cents. They'll pay more for mine because I take good pictures. And I've done that too when I buy things on eBay. Not really a fan of that album, so I'll probably trade that to somebody. When I go buy, like if there's a movie or a CD or something like that on eBay that I want to buy, I won't buy it off the stock photo, because a lot of times you'll take this, when you list it, you just scan this barcode, it'll automatically populate it, and it'll give you a stock photo of the album cover, but you won't actually see the item. And so I won't ever buy those, because you don't know if it's garbage or whatever. So I take good pictures of my stuff, and my stuff sells. While people price their stuff at $1, it just sits there and languishes. This is a good album. This is probably, I think this is the only Foreigner album I've ever had. Foreigner 4. It's got all the songs that I like on it, and none that I don't. Are there any songs I don't like? Actually, I probably only listened to the pop songs on this. Kind of lied there. And here we go. Look at this. Crocus, Alive and Screamin'. I'm glad to have this in the collection. It's got Eat the Rich and Screamin' in the Night. I think those might be the only two songs I really know, but those are the ones those are the important songs. Best of Judas Priest, which I highly doubt with this song selections. No, this is not the best of Judas Priest, but that's what they called it. The best of Judas Priest is probably on albums like this. Screaming for Vengeance. And then what else do we get? We got Who Made Who by AC/DC. We got this one I was missing in my collection. I do, speaking of Ozzy Osbourne, when he passes away, I wonder what the value of these will go. I did not have Diary of a Madman, but this was my second cassette tape I ever bought in my entire life. First one was Blizzard of Oz. Scorpions' Virgin Killer. Does this have cool songs on it? You know what? I don't. This is one of their early albums, isn't it? This is 1977. I might have to give this a listen. I started listening to Scorpions with the album Blackout, and I'm happy to have Somewhere in Time back in my collection. And that's it. That's all I got. I've got some. They sent a bonus cassette also that's got Nazareth and just Nazareth, but it's a recorded one. They sent me a freebie, and that's it. And what else? Oh yeah, so I gotta post this video because I got some vintage scores that I got also. Vintage silver. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Just a quick thing showing you how to put in some felt pads on your cassettes and think about other ways to invest your money. It doesn't have to be just in the S&P 500, because I believe that just hit the line of death. Not financial advice, obviously, but the last 2 times it hit the line of death, it retracted 65%. And it wasn't like a short-term retraction. It was like it took like almost 20 years to get back to break even. So hopefully you guys are paying attention to what you're doing with your investments and not just setting it and forgetting it, going, oh, I got a 20-year time horizon, because there's been times when people waited 27 years just to break even. Anyway, hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Later.